inside, our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.
Hey Honeybunches, welcome back to the last Vlogmas I'll be doing. It's Saturday morning, 9:30. I've done Nelson's beauty regime and it's a lovely day, nice and mild. Not really warm weather, which, I don't know, I want to wear my summer stuff more, but that's okay. It does mean optimal Nelly hugging weather. And he's getting more snuggly as he gets older, and honestly, those like videos on YouTube of like, watch what happens when I hug my dog. Like if you made one with Nelson, I don't know, like it could be 24 hours long. He doesn't throw you off him. And for someone whose love language is physical touch, it's, yeah, one of the big reasons that my love for him is so strong. My dad is currently driving down from Canberra to be here for Christmas, 4 months-ish. Hopefully there's a new outbreak in the North Beaches in Sydney, which is really annoying. It's a small outbreak, tinsy in comparison to elsewhere in the world, so not complaining, just that it's caused a bit of a dash because state leaders are quite shut down the state border, like trigger happy. My dad was going to drive down today, but when they announced that, yeah, this cluster's growing a bit, at least for the foreseeable, and borders might be closing, he's like, well, apparently everyone in his office were like, bye-bye, we're going. Yeah, he'll be arriving sometime today, and he will get here for Christmas. Also, this whole situation, especially in Australia, of our waves having fizzled out timely for the biggest event on the Christian calendar, how our PM, Delightful, has been stressing, you know, a COVID normal Christmas and just privileging one religious holiday over all others. It's just gross and so inconsiderate and so single-minded and so white Australia policy. Yesterday was a great day, did a lot of things, had coffee in the morning with someone, went out to lunch, which was just heaven times 10. Then I had an optometrist appointment. My eyes are still doing fine. Could wear my reading glasses a little more that I got 7 years ago. Do I like the style? Not really. The optometrist just is like, you picked a really fashionable pair, like they're still in vogue. I'm like, yeah, but this is like 7 years ago me in vogue, but could do a lot worse. I had a few people pop round, say hi, and I just had the best Nelson cuddles in the afternoon. It was so good. And I got another pen palette. It was a cracker. Anyway, today I've started the last 2 weeks, hopefully, of treatment protocol for my gut issues, and I'm just fingers flippin' crossed that this medication doesn't give me any side effects. I know that's wishing too much, but just if the nausea could just stay away, it'd be so good. Oh, and a lovely thing, which I wasn't there to witness, but happened yesterday. Throughout the year, Mum and I have been like thinking about who we want to, I don't know, write thank you letters to, whether the people you're giving them to celebrate Christmas or not. But I wrote a couple to a couple of journalists, news reporters, that were just calm, reassuring, independent, wonderful faces to see. No! Dang it! So I wrote a couple to them. Yesterday I bought a pot plant and wrote a card to our local post office, which are the most efficient, diligent, good memory, observant post office. Like, we do not deserve them. It's a couple, and they're just divine. Like, there's no fluff, you just do it, you just go in, get out. Anyway, my mum went and dropped this off and she said, this is from my daughter and I, that just a thank you for all your tireless work, essentially. And then they're like, is your daughter the one with all the cookbooks? Which I think, like, we've only had one brief conversation that is what I am sending in large quantities, but they mainly probably would have seen it from like the customs form when you're filling that out. And they were both just knew who I was. We'd never like been into the post office together. Long story short, it was just like, oh, I'm so glad we did that. And it might seem a bit odd to do that, to thank people who are just doing their job, but I don't know, it's a bit of an old lady habit, but I think it's a good one and we should all do it. I've just been doing some admin type stuff and I thought I'd share a top tip for anyone who wanted to hear it. If you're someone who buys a lot of, like, not a lot, but you just have some weekly planner or to-do list maker things, but you, like me, maybe get quite sick of the pattern and the structure and the straitjacket it puts you in, then a top tip is that you rip off the back piece of cardboard and you've got a blank pad. And I seem to always revert to just writing my own on a blank piece of paper anyway, so it's a good tip. Nelly, oi oi oi, Nelly.
Sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon, side by side and through, no limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight, found what we're looking for in life, call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Oh, even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
Got to be pretty hard. Yeah, just, well, it's not of any nutritional value. It's just one of those, you know, doggy chew things.
Hello again, it is about 6 o'clock, Saturday evening. Ooh. I think we're having Indian takeaway or takeout tonight, and hopefully it goes down well. Be nice to join in some, well, A, in a family meal and B, in a no effort takeout family meal for a while. My mum's been crocheting some baubles for Christmas presents. How nice. She made a blue and green version too, but I have to say the purple's probably my favourite. No surprises there. Not as big as ours. Yeah.
A third of the way between that pole there and that tree. It's 9:05.
think there's a few rats about. Saw a couple.
As in
Heard
Carly
more.
or just... Can we go home now?
Hello again, it's 9:15, Monday morning. I've popped on a new outfit incorporating the shorts I got at the op shop that you saw in the last video, and I'm feeling groovy, feeling a bit flip and freezing though. I always feel a bit promiscuous, is that the word? When I like wear a new outfit for the first time, when I'm like walking around. And I was walking Nelson and wearing this, and I thought, yeah, I'm very aware. There's not many people in my demographic where I live, and everyone's mostly retired and conservative, but I ran into someone who connected with me after I dropped off the sunflower seeds and got to pat their Portuguese water dog. But just a reminder that, you know, there are like-minded people around, just gotta somehow find them. But yeah, this lockdown this year combined with my sunflower seed, I feel I'm just being name dropping and being annoying with how often I mention the sunflower seed situation, but since doing that as well, and then like people contacting you, my sense of like community and sense of place is so much stronger than it's ever been, and it's full of the feeling of like, why didn't we know these people before? Like, they make your neighbourhood feel so much more alive, such a better sense of community, you feel much safer. I feel really lucky to have like neighbours, and some good ones, because yeah, it does all those things, and it's quite a unique relationship where you can like call on each other for quite, like, you have no other, because you're like living in tandem, not in the same way, but geographically close by and parallel wise. I think the nature of the like relationship is often just cuts out the crap straight to down to earth stuff and things that matter. Well, it can be. That was a bit of a ramble. I'm not really enjoying my book, so I'm really hoping I can finish it today or tomorrow. I'll talk a bit more about it later. I know it's meant to be like the next new amazing voice on the scene, but so bloody depressing. Also, I can't believe I forgot to mention the feel-good story we're celebrating in this household is Bill Bailey winning Strictly Come Dancing. Like, it's not something I've been watching a lot, but I've just seen like highlights recommended to me by BBC on YouTube, and I'm so happy for him. Such a joy. Also, like, it should be a wake-up call to any of those, like in Australia the equivalent competition is called Dancing with the Stars, lol. But it should be a lesson to like creators of that show. Unlikely looking people can really do well if they have a sense of like rhythm, which he obviously does from being a musician. Like, I think anyway, woo! Hello again. It's nearly 7 and finally it's raining. I'm having a really weird skin day and I'm also having a really weird mood day. Are you just salty and like restless leg times 100 and just like Nelson and I just had a delicious hug. I'll put a picture, and not to like pin it on everything, but I'm just really not enjoying this book. This character is so lonely, and so lonely in like a very successful world, and there's so much sexual abuse in this book, or toxic sexual relationships, I guess is the better phrase. And just like, I don't care to be filling my brain with this sort of writing, page after page of, oh no, spider. Look away, agoraphobics. Okay, it's gone, and it really does need to go because my flywire is not sealed and my bed's just there. Anyway, yeah, I just don't care to be filling my head with this stuff. I'm assuming it comes to some sort of conclusion, but I even feel like the conclusion it's gonna come to is gonna be just her realizing or somehow moving on and like going down a better path. And I'm like, it's just traumatic to read, honestly. This is just a lot of stressy doing 100 things before Christmas because that is a bit of a deadline for us in this household. I noticed a comment today on the previous Vlogmas asking if I could talk more about what I'm going through with my gut and stuff, and I will do that a little bit, but even though it sounds like probably that I've been going on about this for like months now, I still feel like I'm not in the middle of it, but I'm not on the other side having some retrospective hindsight thoughts, you know? So I think that'll hopefully come in the new year. Today I've been watching so many, is it Ariel Bassett, the booktuber? She's incredible. There's like no edits or cuts on her videos, and she's just feeding my reading enthusiasm. And even though I'm like, wow, you read so much, putting her on a pedestal, trying to not do that, but the way she talks about how like she got into reading, the things she likes to read, like finding longer books a bit challenging, I find very relatable. So yeah, she's good, she's great. He's ready to go to the beach, Nelly. He's ready to go to the beach. You're ready to go. Okay, back your head. Nelson and I are off to the beach. Hey, Nelly. I've just had a doctor's appointment. I really want to shed. Made me really upset. So there's a neighbour. I'll go now, but I'm gonna go try and distract myself and cheer myself up. We're back. I think the really windy, wild weather like energizes him, rams him up. Did not come when called. Only ate one thing non-distinguishable and then rolled or like bathed in sewage water, so could have been worse. Home for a bath for both of us. Nelly, had fun? Yeah. We're having zucchini fritters tonight. I just whipped up the batter. It's so stormy and windy, which I don't know if it's just like that's a contributing factor to how I feel when I'm not feeling great, but or it's just coincidental, or I just lump it in one of the reasons, I don't know. I had a bit of a cry before because even though it's relatively good news for my gut stuff, done the hard work, on the home straight, could be a really long, like lifelong home straight, or I don't know any time frame. I don't know, I sort of feel like it's my responsibility to come to terms with like needing to adult in this way and like taking care of that side of stuff, but that's also like probably triggered by needing to change GPs to one that remembers your history or reads the notes that they make. And now I'm just in one of my fragile states of not feeling looked after. Also, the anger I'm feeling on others' behalves because of poor leadership around COVID. Oh, and the fatigue of feeling so much frustration about that, like, oh. And then there's just the pain that's being felt around the world at this time. I would go and hug it out on Nelson, but he's wet. So I'm gonna watch a bit of booktube and try to chill out. Another lovely thing happened while I was out. some other neighbours dropped in a Christmas present for me, which was 2 punts of berries. Which is just, it's just funny because it's like, oh, she's a vegan. But it's also like, that's so nice. Fresh fruit in season, yum. It's literally 2 punnets of berries with a Christmas ribbon and then like the to and from Christmas sticker stuck on the punnet. It's gorgeous. My inward-looking, self-centered funk, I forgot to feed Nelson. So he got dinner 2 hours past an ideal. I think he does get his dinner a lot later where he lives, so it's really only my standards and the schedule he goes by here that's different. But to give you my little vent about this book is everywhere right now, and I've heard so many good things. I couldn't put it down. It's searing, unflinching and unapologetic, and yes, it's those things, and yes, it's like a bold, audacious new voice, but the voice is so draining and so like toxic. Essentially it's about Jenna, set in Sydney, who was a child violin prodigy when she was younger until she was 15, and she toured the world, played in all these amazing places and was world famous. But when she was 15, this incident happened which essentially stopped her career, and then she picks it up in university again, and we pick up with her when she's like first year out of uni, and she's playing in orchestras rather than solo, and it's about like race and like fame and like obviously loneliness, but she uses sex to fill like the void in her life, and every single page essentially is really violent, like consensual but not consensual, definitely not mutually respectful, like gross, make me feel like a bit ill, like rough sex scenes. And I just feel like, where was the trigger warning in this? Like, I did not like the main character. Yes, she's like, there's reasons why she's doing this behaviour and continually using poor coping mechanisms, but just to cap off there is like growth for the character, and you think like, oh, is she free or is she embarking on a new chapter by the end of it? But I mean, spoilers, but the last line is essentially from the person she's in like a borderline abusive relationship for the whole book, and that just, yuck. It's really kind of bummed me out and put a bit of a stop in my like desire to read. So that might be my last book for 2020. I don't know. Why am I so stressed in the lead up to something that's meant to be so good and will be so good? This isn't the cheery 4th Vlogmas, but I need to find another GP, one that doesn't fill me with so many frustrations and feel really triggering and make me cry after every appointment. And that's on me, but that's a major factor in my oh so lovely mood. Nelson's gone home, but his owners also asked whether we could have him for Christmas Day, so they're out of his way, and we're having a really quiet Christmas, so I'll see him again. He's the absolute best. I know many of these traits probably a lot of most golden retrievers have, but yeah, he's just my favourite dog, and our next dog is going to have a hard time. No, it's not going to have a hard time finding its way into my heart, but Nelson just gets better. Oh yeah, I made a fresh pineapple basil, a bit too much basil, it's back in your throat, and lemon juice. And that's one pineapple. I mean, it was a teeny one, but Mum and I just did the shopping, and I need a timeout. I was saying to Mum, I was like, I wonder what hospitals will look like on Christmas Day this year, because honestly I feel like people are coming together too soon, and people that have been apart, like family that don't necessarily get along but like get along for Christmas, I just don't feel like it's going to go down as well this year. Like the pressure of entertaining, and when that's not even important right now, and just the stress that everyone's feeling and the frazzleness and like pent over like emotional turmoil that was this year, I personally just don't think it's going to go too well. Obviously grateful that we can celebrate it how we can. I'm so bad at vlogging, this is almost a joke. It's 9 PM on the 23rd of December. To get this up before Christmas, I will edit it tomorrow morning, so I'm really sorry that this vlog was not anything special. Dinner was unexciting. We played a few rounds of the board game sequence, which we often do, and I've just been sort of doing a mind map for like 2021, which is just chill and relaxing, and is getting me thinking on what I want to do with this space and essentially how I can make it a bit more sustainable, what the point of it is, all the existential questions. But one thing I think is worth mentioning is while I love to put soundtracks to my videos, I essentially can't monetize any of my videos, and I don't make money through them, apart from like the odd one here and there that just happened to have music that and a video that happened to do well that didn't have copyrighted music. So I think from my whole YouTube 5 years worth or whatever, I've made like $100, which was wonderful when I discovered that, because it was like an unexpected delightful little paycheck. But I sort of flirted with epidemic sound, whatever that one is. And not like loved a whole lot of the music, but mainly that's just me getting angry at myself, like not really knowing how to use the search terms in my favor. But I was looking at I just stumbled across a really lovely YouTube channel. I'll put the name on screen. Morgan someone, lives in Portland, Oregon, and her videos are very cinematic and lovelily shot. They're just a delight to watch. Anyway, and I looked where she gets her music from, and it's that place, but also this other streaming like royalty free service called Artistly, and I've like been clicking with a lot more of their sample songs anyway, so that could be my way into making at least just the majority of my videos monetizable, which I know a lot of you would support. Had already told me like, why aren't you doing it? I know, but just, I don't know, old habits die hard, I suppose, and I'm paranoid that, I don't know, they wouldn't be as good, or which is stupid because everyone else I follow and enjoy their videos uses music from those places, so I'm sounding like a bit of a snob. Today was hectic and I was feeling the stress, and I don't know, this year it's just all the emphasis on trying to make Christmas happen in this context, in Melbourne at least. It's feeling really forced, and like pretending like Christmas is this magical thing that it really isn't, and isn't for everyone, and maybe there's some beauty in holding so much value onto it, but then I think there's a lot of like white Australia Christian blanketing sort of sentiment to it too, which makes me feel gross. So it's just another day, and I'm really sorry if it is a really tough one for you in any way, being away from loved ones, worried about loved ones, not being able to celebrate it how you wish, or just really, you know, worried about things. It was like a few months ago, people were thinking of like us in Melbourne, even though I know like government responses to like case numbers, it's all a different situation. But yeah, I'm just thinking of you a lot, and it's not all like life as normal, at least in my bubble. Everyone's thoughts and everyone's conversations are with people who are not doing, who aren't in as privileged a position and not doing as well. So sending you a massive hug, and yeah, I have not told you our incredible news in a sort of explicit way because I can't really believe it's happened. I don't want it to go wrong, and I don't know if I do this again, I'd probably just tell you from the start, but the next video will give a lot more goss, because in 4 days, why did that take so long? 4 days, a fairy Blobbo and me will begin our life next chapter together. Okay, if you're not a dog person, I don't mean to be pushing a lot of dog related content on you, but maybe the next video will bring you a lot of joy, and the videos to come, I don't know, we'll see. Sending lots of love and lightness in this time. Okay, bye.